Welcome to Walter Cronkite podcast of ASU Club Lacrosse takes on number 4 BYU tonight. I'm joined by Ethan Schmidt and David Henry. Ethan, ASU's coming off a big win against Colorado last weekend. What did you see at practice this week to prepare themselves against BYU tonight?
Well, the Sun Devils have a doubleheader taking on number 4 BYU tonight and then number 21 Virginia Tech on Monday. So the Sun Devils, for preparation, will just switch back and forth between preparing for each team and being home games. They have a little more time to focus on one or the other leading up to the game. But head coach Todd McRobbie just said there'll be no special changes. He just hopes his team plays a full 60 minutes tonight.
And Devin, who does ASU need to contain from the BYU Cougars tonight?
Well, the issue is that this team is extremely versatile in their game against the University of Arizona. 12 goals scored by 8 different people. Anyone can put into the back of the net at any time. The defense against ranked opponents have averages only allowing 3.5 goals per game, so a lot for ASU to handle. And these Cougars, who are 4-time MCLA champions, they know how to get things done.
With that being said, ASU's own Rhett Rogers was a huge star last week against Colorado. Who do you think is going to be a star tonight for the Sun Devils?
Well, yeah, Rhett Rogers was huge. He had 4 goals, and who also had 4 goals, the new offensive leader that's emerged is junior midfielder Tommy Carrasco. He's averaging 2 goals a game, and he's really in goals so far on the season. And looking in net, we have Johnny Perliti. He's a sophomore goaltender. He's been huge for the Sun Devils. He has a 68.6 save percentage on the season, and he's been a huge part of the Sun Devils.
Finally, Devin, BYU is on their 3rd game of a 6-game streak, or road trip, What do you see them do?
Hello and welcome into Walter Cronkite Sports Network's coverage of ASU Men's Club Lacrosse. My name's Harley Yearout alongside Troy Tauscher. We have the number 13 ASU Sun Devils and the number 4 ranked BYU Cougars. BYU knocked off number 1 Cal Poly in their last outing last week, and ASU's coming off a win against Colorado that they hope they can gain some momentum from. So Troy, what do you expect from both teams here?
Well, I think it's interesting because both these teams just took games against at the time, the top 2 teams in the country. They beat Colorado, number 2, and then Cal Poly, as you mentioned. I think for ASU, the big thing that they showed in that Colorado game was that they really read the game well. They didn't come in with a plan that they stuck to. They really read what Colorado was doing. They changed it to pace. They got the ball into the hot sticks, and I think they've got to bring that same mindset here, because you've got to be able to read the game and figure out what's going on. And for BYU, they started out dominating their first 2 games and have since slowed down a little. They're in the middle of a 6-game road trip, and I think they're a little worn. So I think they just need to keep the energy level up. It's a long, long season, and they got 2 tough games here, first against ASU and then against GCU. So for them, they just got to, pace themselves. You don't have to win the game in the first 15 minutes. You got to be prepared to play a close 4th quarter, and I think if they do that, then they have a good chance.
Yeah, and that's kind of something that ASU head coach Todd McRobbie has harped on all seasons, that the team has to play a full 60-minute game, not in these 15, 20-minute spurts that we're used to seeing them play in. So we'll see if they can, carry that momentum from the Colorado game into this one.
Yeah, and we really saw that, I think, was the second half of that Colorado State game where they scored, 6 consecutive goals, only came within 1.
Yeah.
And the real problem was that the first 25 minutes or so, they just weren't able to get anywhere, and I think they've got to really correct that here, because they saw what first half momentum can do to them against Colorado.
Exactly.
Colorado was playing catch-up.
Waiting the first face-off here at ASU's West Campus.
Freshman Connor Williams in the face-off circle
against Trevor Driscoll. And Johnny Perliti will be starting at goal for ASU. And Mason Moon is at goal for the BYU Cougars. Just about ready to get underway here. We are underway, and looks like BYU. Oh, First blow the whistle here. It'll be BYU ball to start out the game. 6 Chase Miller with it now. Swings it over. Chris Everson with it now on the left side. Over to Connor Bernal. Back up to Zach Labrum. Swings it over to the right side. BYU looking to get something going on offense here.
BYU giving a taste of ASU their own medicine on this first possession. This is how ASU does. They like to cycle it around the goal, and they like to be really, really methodical.
Alex Yost with it now. Swings it over Zach Labrum again. On the right side of the field. Good offense possession so far for the Cougars. Going around, shot blocked. BYU gets it back. Number 5, Connor Bernal with it, and they'll reset. Tanner Johnson running around with it now. Alex Yost swings it around to Connor Bernal. We're running, and he'll shoot it. Looked like Purlita got a piece of it there. And BYU still retains possession. 2.5 minutes gone in this game.
ASU needs a rebound. They can only keep this up for so long, I feel like, before someone makes a mistake and gives up a shot.
Run around, there's a shot. That'll be a goal for BYU. Yep. Nice long offense possession. Looks like, wait to see the number here. Looked like number 5, Connor Bernal, who had the ball for most of that possession, actually, for the Cougars. So ASU finds themselves in an early 1-0 deficit here to start out the game.
Yeah, for ASU, I mean, not a possession you really wanted to start the game with just because it was so long and such tough work, but you still haven't even gotten your turn with the ball yet. So definitely no reason to think that that goal is really something to be afraid of because they haven't even been able to try a scoring chance.
ASU looking to find the first offensive possession here. It looks like they got it.
Good try on the long stick from Chase Miller, though, to sweep in and almost get that ball BYU's way.
Jake
He was lucky to maintain that.
Marthin swings it over to Haviland. Swings it back up top. Ben Perrietti with it now. Swings it over to Marthins on the right side. Marthins back to Perrietti. ASU moving the ball around. Trying to find some shot. That will miss. Good save there. ASU will retain possession. Marthins with it now. Swings up to Haviland. Tommy Carrasco. Had 4 goals in their last game against Colorado. Great game for him.
Carrasco and Rogers both had 4. They're going to be big in this game as well.
Carrasco still with it. Find something. Perrietti with it now. Swings up to Emerson. Roth. Takes a shot.
Good look. Good look.
Good goaltending so far for Mason Moon, who's only allowed 5 goals in the first 2 games for the Cougars.
On that inside feed, though, by ASU. And another good save there by Moon.
That was Patrick Haviland. Patrick Haviland with the shot. BYU will take it again. Rick Rhodes with it, junior defender. Moon swings it up. Andrew Bertha with it now. BYU really looking to push the tempo here. And looks like they'll slow it down.
Yeah, they want to bring in a few subs, it looks like. A few fresh pairs of legs for the second long possession. There's a scrum going on.
Ball back. Andrew Bertha with it now. Spencer Taylor with it. That's number 19, Michael Perry with it. Harry Wodops with it now. BYU looking to have another long offense possession, just swinging the ball around. So Andrew Bertha with it. 22. Josh Tunig with it now.
picking up the pace here.
Yep. BYU looking to attack, loses the ball. Picks it back up. Josh Tunick with the ball now up top. Swings to number 8, Chris Severson. Back to Severson. Michael Perry with it now, looking to get someone. Takes a shot. That'll be no good. BYU will retain possession. Stoppage of play here.
ASU trying to get resettled now. They're in for another, looks like a lot of work here in the next minute or so if BYU has their way with this ball.
Yeah. BYU has dominated the clock for the first 5 minutes of the game, leading to a goal. Perliti with another save, chases it down. It'll be ASU ball.
That's a great play by Perliti.
Yeah.
That wraparound stick is really, really tough to deal with, but he was right up against the post and was aware enough of the ball to go back and make sure that ASU was able to hold on to it.
Perrietti with it now. Too long for Haviland, and it'll be BYU ball.
Perrietti was looking for the express lane on that one. He took it almost the length of the grass before deciding to try to give that one up.
BYU, fast-paced offensive possession here. They'll take a shot. Perliti with the save, another shot, and that's good. Believe it was number 25, Harry Wodups, with the goal, so it'll be 2-0 BYU early in this first quarter, 9:38 remaining.
Another play that comes off of a save. So if you're ASU, now you realize that you've got to get those rebounds. You know, you've got to try to crowd the goal a little more, be a little closer to the ball, because that's twice that they've had to grind out long possessions and have given up multiple shot attempts. And credit to Perliti, he's saved a lot of them.
Yeah.
But as a goalie, you sort of rely on the fact that you don't have to save 3 shots in the span of 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So ASU's got to do a better job at that.
Driscoll wins the faceoff, and will be ASU ball going the other way. Driscoll with it. Swing it around. Rhett Rogers with it now. Another guy who had a great game against Colorado, 4 goals himself.
And they really need Rogers for this one. You know, the thing about Rhett is that he is bigger than a lot of defensemen even that he'll face. And once he gets near the cage there, he's really scary. So they've got to try to get him set up in the middle.
And Rogers lost the ball. BYU will take it the other way. Like you're saying, Rogers is a very big body, though. He stands out on the grass, that's for sure. Another shot. 25. Harry Wodups again. So that'll be his second goal of the first quarter. Is now 3-0 in favor of BYU.
And a good call there by him to go and realize that the play was unsettled. ASU was rushing back. They were trying to get everyone in position. 3 or 4 really quick and crisp passes there. And, you know, for ASU, this is the time when you start to read the game a little more. You see what they're doing. You see that they're playing for rebounds. They're changing the pace up a lot, and you've got to be prepared to adapt for that.
Exactly, very well said. Driscoll will try to get this ground ball back again. BYU 3-0 early in this third quarter. Looks like ASU has it. That's number 22, Zach Mathian. He's running up the field now. ASU sit with the ball, loses it. BYU takes it back. ASU having a hard time hanging on to the ball here early in this first quarter.
Yeah, they have not had possession much at all on either side, really. Now another unsettled play here, and ASU's got to stop this.
ASU looking to pick it up on defense. Number 44, Connor Williams with it, swings it up top to number 5, Connor Bernal, who's had a ball for much of the BYU Cougar possessions. Bernal setting it up. Jake Hugard with the cut. He takes a shot. That's off.
That was an interesting play call. It almost looked like he was about to sub off, but it was a fake.
It's a nice
that
fake
was a little shenanigans there by the Cougars.
Tanner Johnson took the shot, and that's off. Perliti has it now, and ASU will take it the other way. Looking for their first goal of the game here. BYU, of course, did knock off top-ranked Cal Poly last week. Perliti looking for someone here. Swings it to the right side of the field. She's looking to push it up here.
ASU took too long, it looks like, to set that one up. Now
Number 40, Nathan Blair with it. He takes a shot, and that is off. And it'll be ASU possession still. There's number 31, Patrick Havland with it. He took a shot. Mason Moon of BYU picks it up.
Sun Devils really trying to push the pace so far. They haven't gotten that much out of it, though. I'd try to slow it down a little bit if I were them. They know they have guys who can methodically break down a defense, and that's normally the style they play, but right now they've decided to change it up a little.
Absolutely.
Non-ideal results, I would say.
BYU looking for their 4th goal of the game here on this offensive possession. 25, Harry Woodruff with it again. He's got 2 goals. Where he sets it up top. It's number 10, Alex Yost with it, taking it to the right side of the field. Swings it to the right corner. Chris Everson with it. Swings it back up to Yost. Good save there by Perliti. It's number 25, Harry Woodruff, who's taken most of the shots here for BYU. Perliti with it. ASU takes it the other way. Carrasco with it. On the right side here. It's number 2, Wes Schuler.
Go.
Carrasco's stepping off now. Looks like ASU is going to wait for someone else to come up in.
Rogers with it now.
Now they're 6.
It's behind the net, left side of the field. Rogers lost the ball on the offense possession, looking to regain himself here. Number 22, Wes Schuler with it now. Marthin's with it. He's had a great year as well. Back up to Schuler. Swings over to the left side of the field now. It's number 28, Ross Andrews with it. Back over to Schuler. Andrews with it again. Swings it over to Marthins.
Marthins looking for goal.
Marthins will drive. That is no good. Good save there by Mason Moon. He's had a great year so far for the Cougars as well.
Yeah, he seems to have been their go-to guy in the early going.
Yep. BYU takes it across the field here. The number 19, Michael Perry with it. Swings it over to number 8, Chris Severson. BYU with it behind the net now. BYU has it back up top. Michael Perry swings to the right side. Andrew Bertha with it. ASU takes it the other way.
ASU really looking
Zach
to push.
Long with it. Swings it to the back.
Now they have to slow it down because that pass was a little erratic.
And we have an ASU timeout. So it's 3-0 in favor of BYU. 3:53 left here in the first period. What's your analysis so far, Troy?
Well, so far it seems like BYU just is playing smarter, not even harder, but they're adjusting to every possession well. There are times when they push really quickly. There are times when they are really slow and methodical. You saw them take about 3.5 minutes off the clock in that first possession. And I think ASU, you're in a chess match now, and you got to be prepared for that. And that style is one of the things that really has gotten them the 2 wins that they have this season, is to be able to be sort of adaptive in those situations. So right now, if I'm McRobbie, I'm telling them, they are switching things up. We've also got to be prepared to switch things up and to adapt our style. So I think that's the big thing, is BYU's winning the chess game.
Yeah, no, very well said. It's they've had the ball for most of the game. ASU seems to have trouble holding on to it. So
yeah, controlling possession has also been very key. You saw BYU get a couple of rebounds off Perliti saves early. Got sort of a put-back goal on that. And meanwhile, Rhett Rogers had a turnover earlier. A couple other just erratic passes or shots that seem not particularly
Yeah.
thought out. So
Yeah.
I think ASU just needs to, that was a good timeout. Just first quarter hasn't been what you wanted.
Yep.
Just take a breather.
Regroup.
Yeah. Think about it and then come out because you still got 49 minutes.
Exactly. A lot of game
to
left.
figure this out.
We saw ASU score 3 goals in the final minute of the Colorado State game, so anything can happen here.
Yeah, they can burst quickly. I mean, this offense hasn't been so far this game what they've needed, but it's full of veteran players. They have several guys who can score,
Right.
who are above
Yeah.
like 6-7 goals so far in the first 4 games, and they can score. They just need a breakthrough. I think like a breakthrough momentum-stopping goal would
Yeah.
be big for them before this first quarter
I agree.
ends, just to be on the board.
ASU with it now. Behind the net here. Swing to the left side of the field. Rogers sneaking into the middle here. Get it to him, and it'll be ASU ball.
I'm so crooked. Yeah. I'm like really struggling. How you moved it before.
Looking to get it to Marthins, nothing there. Swings it back up to the top. That's number 34, Emerson Roth with it. Excuse me. He takes it to the left side of the net. He'll take a shot, and that puts it in. So Emerson Roth with the first goal of the game for ASU. 3:01 remaining in the first quarter, and it's now 3-1.
And that was a really good call by Roth there. He just sort of looked around, read the defense, and decided, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot mine and see what I can do.
Snuck
with
it in.
Sometimes when you're in a situation like that, a little heat check like that, something like a high energy play. He went to the ground, still got the goal, long bullet shot. That gets the energy flowing a little bit, especially when the first quarter's been this rough.
Exactly. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. It's Driscoll for ASU on the face-off.
Just like keep it kind of like that. If it gets crooked, just fold it. But that looks pretty
And BYU has it. Number 6, Chase Miller with it now. He falls down, gets back up, swings it back to Moon. #26, Devin Needs with it. He swings it all the way across the field. Number 33, Harrison Wardle with it. Back to Needs. Boston Hanley with it. Josh Tunick with it now. Now it's Winston Farley. Takes it up top. Number 7, Andrew Bertha. Swings it to the right side of the field. Zach Labrum. Oh, excuse me. It's number 19, Michael Perry. Perry with it. Running around with it. Gets his defender to fall. Takes it behind the net. 25, Harry Woodopes with it. Back up top to Bertha. To Tunick. Back to Bertha. Bertha looking for his shot. Swings it across. Oh, BYU looked like they had something there, lost the ball. 25, Harry Woodopes with it now.
A couple balls hit the ground there, and that would have been a chance for ASU and go in and just shut down the whole possession.
Tunick was looking for his shot there. Ball got knocked loose. ASU looking for it.
And it finally managed to do it there.
Good ground ball take there.
Quite the play by
Yeah.
Wes Schuler there to throw that ball up to himself among the crowd.
Marthins with it, swings it to Rogers. ASU looking out on their second consecutive goal here on this possession.
This is one of the things Rogers really likes to do. He can run around to the front of the cage and just immediately spin fire one in.
Yeah.
But he thought the better of it there.
Back to Marthins. Marthins with it now. Swings it up top to Tommy Carrasco. All the way up to the top to number 34, Emerson Roth, who had the first goal. He swings it to the left side. Brett Rogers with it now. 39, Carrasco with it. He's looking to attack. Fakes out his man. Run towards the goal. He takes a shot. No good. Good save by Moon there. And it will be ASU ball.
Definitely not a bad call, though, once you got that space.
Yeah.
Try the goalie one-on-one to see how much Moon has got in him to stop those low shots like that. It looked like he dropped his knee in the right spot to cut it off. But if you got the space like that, you might as well dare the goalie to prove what he's got.
Roth with it now. Roth still with it. He's running around. Back of the net now. Gets it to number 25, Ben Perrietti. He takes a shot. Good save there by Moon, and that will end. The first quarter is a 3-1 lead in favor of BYU.
Well, ASU started to, I think, recapture a bit of momentum, or at least stop the tide from BYU in the first half. So they definitely prevented any kind of catastrophe here. Only down 2 goals. Nothing they've proven they can't handle. But I think there's some lessons in that half or in that quarter, that I think you should take away just about the kind of team you're facing. And there's a reason they were able to outmaneuver the number 1 team in the country, is because they play smart. And ASU's got to be as smart as they are if they want to come back and take a lead in the next quarter.
Very well said. I'd like to remind you that the online store for ASU Lacrosse closes March 5th, which is tomorrow. Go to asulacrosse.itemorder.com. Again, the online store for ASU Men's Club Lacrosse closes tomorrow, March 5th. Go to asulacrosse.itemorder.com. Lots of good stuff there. Make sure to get your order in before it is too late.
Do it the next time out. You're sitting on your computer, unless you're like the gentleman who came up to us before the game and talked about watching it on his Apple TV.
Exactly.
But if you're not that guy, you're right in front of your computer. Go on, order some stuff. The store closes tomorrow.
Open a new tab. Lots of good stuff on there. That's asulacrosse.itemorder.com. While we await the second quarter to begin here at ASU West Campus, 3-1 in favor of BYU.
Emerson Roth with the lone goal for the Sun Devils, only his second of the season in 5 games, 3rd point. So nice to see that, maybe they can rely on those guys who don't score as much, who aren't, prominent names on the team.
Opening face-off here to begin the second quarter. And we are underway. ASU wins the face-off. Good job by Driscoll there. He takes a shot. That'll be no good.
Why not?
Yeah, took a bounce early, too.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about Trevor Driscoll that I think has helped him carve out the role as the lead face-off man, is he's really good at, not just battling for the face-offs, but of just tipping them out and getting the ball, starting off a step ahead for his team in the attacking zone. And when he does it well, I think it gives them a very quick few seconds.
Schuler took a shot there, and that is no good. Off just to the left of the goal there. ASU will retain possession. Marthin's with it. With it, swings it up top here. It's number 5, Cody Essery with it. All over. Moon defends the shot there. Good save. Moon with it, and BYU will take it the other way. It's number 36, Max Ash, with the ball. Tanner Johnson swings it up top to number 4, back to Johnson. Johnson looking to set it up here. He finds his man behind the net, number 15, John Wagstaff.
I gotta say, Max Ash sounds like the name of one of those kids those action hero toys you got as a kid, like Max Ash, secret agent extraordinaire.
Johnson with it. Swings it up top. Connor Bernal with it now. Bernal looking to attack. Tried to get it there to Winston Farley. Took a shot. Looked like it was number 23, Tanner Johnson with it. BYU still retained possession here. Michael Perry. He took a shot. No good. Perliti, he's struggling to get the ball here. BYU still has the ball. Much of what we've seen tonight is ASU failing to get the ball off these missed shots.
You saw in that last one when there was a moment of net when Perliti looked like he was beat, but someone was able to get there and stop the close shot. But if you're ASU, you got to bring the defense in a little closer, and there it is.
Connor Bernal gets a shot to go. It's now 4-1. Just under 13 minutes here in the second quarter.
Bernal now with his second goal as well. And again, for ASU, that's the thing you're seeing is they had, Perlini stopped 3 or 4 shots there, but they just weren't able to have anybody close enough to the ball. And I think part of that is Perlini, because if you get the ball dropped in front of you, you want to clamp down on it. But also, if it bounces away, someone's got to be there to sweep in and pick it up.
Exactly. So it's 2 Cougars with 2 goals now. We have Connor Bernal and Harry Wodops with 2 goals apiece for BYU. Driscoll looking to get another face-off win here. Give ASU a little momentum.
Driscoll doing that again.
And he just swings it back this time, doesn't take it himself. ASU still has yet to retain possession, and is now Zach Mathian with it. Goes field, Mathian still has it.
I think Driscoll saw all 3 guys immediately collapse on him, and he was like, yeah, forget this. I'm just going to let the guys behind me see what they can do with it, because I'm running headlong into 3 people.
Carrasco with it. Another guy had a great outing last game for the Sun Devils. Swings to the right side of the field. Emerson Roth with it. He takes another shot, and that is no good. Good save there by Mason Moon. Something we've seen a lot of in this first half. BYU running across the field now. It's number 16, Braden Schoonmaker with it. Swings it to the back. Winston Farley. Farley looking to get something set up here. To the left side of the field. And that's number 5, Connor Bernal with it. Bernal, of course, a great offensive threat for BYU.
Yeah, it was their top scorer last year, had over 40-some points. And this season, on pace to repeat in the first 2 games, he had 7 points already and got some more over the last couple.
Yeah.
They've shut him down so far. It hasn't been him who's been really guiding the Cougar offense today, though.
BYU, it's potent offense, put up 19 goals on Boise State in their second game, so they're very capable of putting up points in a hurry.
I believe they had 12 the game prior.
Yeah, but you're right. And ASU has possession if they can keep it, and ASU loses possession here.
He
As number 24, Jeff Sanchez, slides into the stands trying to save the ball. It's bad. Good defense there on 17, Zach Labram.
Thank goodness for helmets.
Yeah.
I heard that. I don't know if it came through on the camera and the mic, but I heard the clang of his helmet hit the bleacher, and I was like, ooh.
Bernal with it now. Takes it behind the net. He still has it. It's number 23, Tanner Johnson with it. Back to number 2. Winston Farley up top. Swings it to the left side of the field. It's Labram again. Labram spins, looking to take his shot. Swings it to the back of the net. 23, Tanner Johnson with it. ASU trying to knock the ball out. And ASU looked like they had possession there. Doesn't. Refs will blow their whistles. Looks like we have a timeout here by BYU.
And on that last possession, I think it really came through. ASU has really started to be more aggressive with the stick checks in the last few minutes. They didn't do it that much in the very beginning, but at that point especially, they were really, really just trying to swing and not even allow BYU to get a shot off, because they know they've had trouble. Even if Perliti stops it, they know they've had trouble recovering from those shots. So a good call by them to decide that we're just not going to let them even get the space to swing if we can't defend it.
Yep, absolutely. 4-1 here. BYU leads ASU. 10-14 left in this second quarter.
You know, you were talking earlier about when Carrasco had the last possession for ASU, and I think against Colorado State where he had 4 goals, the interesting thing was he's second on the team in assists right now, led the team in assists last year, and it was really interesting to see him just decide to take his own shots. Yeah. Really, he's become much more of a playmaker for this team, but in that game he was really deciding that if people were not going to respect his stick shooting ability, that he was going to make them pay for it. And I think that really came through, because it's sort of a surprise. Like, you see this guy who you sort of expect to pass, score 4 goals on you, suddenly you just look and you're like, what? Wait, what?
Certainly used it to his advantage that game. He had 4 goals in, so. Looks like we have our sideline reporter, Austin Burnett, on the sideline. What you got for us, Austin?
Well, one thing that we've seen a lot of early and often is shots on goal. ASU is 1 for 11. BYU, on the other hand, is 4 for 13. Defenses, advantage to BYU. BYU's been able to stop ASU early and often. Another thing that I've seen a lot here is hustle. And one thing we just saw is ASU player just crashing into the bench over there. But that's all I have for now here in the midway through the Second quarter, back to you guys.
Thanks, Austin. Good stuff as always. Perliti had a save there on that last possession. During that report, BYU had it. BYU has it now, and it'll be number 4.
Sam's not happy with that change of possession.
Yeah. Max Neeser taking it the other way. Neeser.
One thing I've learned here is that lacrosse fans may not be many in numbers, but they are fierce.
Very passionate.
People who care, they really, really love the game, and they love coming out here, whether it's, really hot in the middle of the day or a night like this. They are out in full every week on both teams.
As always. BYU with the ball, just over 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. 4-1, they lead. So number 23, Tanner Johnson with it, swings it all the way across the field. I think he may have lost it there. He's looking for number 22, Winston Farley. Farley with it now, swings it behind the goal. Johnson, looking for Johnson there, lost it. It'll be a white ball, ASU.
And that was a rough pass there by BYU because he had all the space in the world. He was completely left alone in the corner. Probably could have made a lot of headway right into the face of Perliti, but the pass wasn't complete. And they're able to get the ball right back.
Kendall Griffin had it, and then the ball was knocked out. So it's number 17, Zach Labram with it. Swings to the left side of the field. Connor Bernal with it. Down behind the net now is Michael Perry. Swings it over to Labram. Chris Severson with it up top. Swings it over to Bernal. BYU just eats clock on these offensive possessions here.
Yeah, now they're sort of going through that cycle around the back of the net. They might run it again unless they can get a hook they like here.
Shot attempted. It'll be ASU ball. Kind of a good defense possession there just to get the ball back. Stop BYU from holding it all quarter.
Yeah, and credit to Perliti, they're knocking it back but not allowing it to leave not allowing it to leave too far so that BYU could go get it. And he
heaves it downfield.
He's sending that all the way to another zip code.
Ryan Bradway with it now. Swings behind the net here.
Gave ASU a momentary advantage. Problem is when you shoot a rainbow like that, you don't account for travel time. And so by the time that thing rises all the way up and all the way down, it's covered a lot of distance, but so is everyone else.
Wes Schuler took a shot there. No good. Deflected by Moon. ASU will retain possession here. See with it run around behind the net. Marthin's coming towards him. Marthin's with it now. So to the top, Schuler again. That was no good. Great save by Moon there, something we've seen a lot of in this first half again.
Yeah, they're really trying to make Moon work for these saves. They just, they're down 3, about just under 7 minutes left. They just need a breakthrough. They sort of started to get one with Emerson Roth's goal, but then they only had a couple minutes, and the break seems to have knocked back their momentum a little bit.
So BYU has it now. Bernal with it. Swings it to Johnson, back behind the net.
And ASU put pressure there, but surgical passing by BYU, which has really been a big part of what they've done this game, allowed them to get it over into the offensive zone pretty quickly, despite the sea of ASU defenders.
The ball hasn't hit the ground too much here for BYU. Labram with it now up top. BYU subbing in and out. Number 8, Severson with it now. Severson looking. Bernal with it. Swings behind the net. BYU just swinging the ball around. Labram with it up top. Good defense by ASU here on ball. 25 Wardups with it. Good save there by Perliti. So ASU able to get a save here on this possession. 5:45 remaining in the second quarter. BYU leads 4-1, and the Sun Devils will take it across.
Perliti took that all the way into the zone by himself.
Yeah.
I looked over and I said, wait, 31's not Perliti's number. And then I looked over and he was just streaking along the right side. I was like...
ASU with it up top here. Here's number 39, Tommy Carrasco. Swings it to Ryan Bradway. Bradway with it. Bradway looking to find something here. Takes a step back. Bradway attacking. Looked like he was going to take a shot there. Carrasco with it again. To Bradway. Bradway drives. Tried to get a little dish there to Haviland. No good. And Moon has it now for BYU.
BYU's doing a really good job of what I think ASU needs to do, which is when guys come at them, they're bunched up and they're able. If someone decides to take a bold shot like that, they're on the rebound almost instantly.
Rare turnover there for BYU, something we haven't seen a lot of here in this first half. ASU has it now. Haviland with it. Swings it around. He takes a shot, and he got that to go. Looked like it was saved by Moon. Great shot there by Haviland.
That was a really high shot there, well placed, right in the tiny little space where I thought that was going off the crossbar personally, but he threaded the needle there, and that's a big one.
Right in the back right corner of the net there. So 4:13 remaining in the second quarter. 4-2 now. BYU leads. I believe BYU has yet to, when they allow over 5 goals, they've lost. Now, small sample size here, but something to keep in mind.
Yeah, the one game they had, the one loss they had, which was UNLV, the week before Cal Poly, they gave up 8. I believe.
Right. Other than that, I think they've allowed 3 and 5, and it's been very low.
Yeah, 3, 5, and
good job there by ASU. Good aggressive play.
Hope Chase Miller's okay on that one. He seems fine, but from my eyes, his leg did not bend an ideal way.
ASU will retain possession here. Number 24, Jeff Sanchez with it. Sanchez looking to get something set up. Swings it over to Bradway. Up top to Wes Schuler. Number 28, Ross Andrews with it. Back to Schuler. Back to Bradway.
And you heard them calling out other way to get it back over to Schuler. I think they saw something over there they wanted to work on.
Jake Marthin's with it now. Swings it up top to Cody Essery. Schuler back up top. Marthin's with it. Couldn't catch it, but he gets it back. Looked like got it back. Fell out of bounds. It'll be BYU ball.
And ASU has got to clean up those turnovers. Yeah. They're down 2. They know they're sort of. It feels like they're hanging on to this game, but not by much. I feel like BYU really wants to blow this open on them.
Yeah.
And ASU's got to not give them more chances to do that. And ASU's playing very, very intensely. They're really saying, we're not going to go down by 5 or 6. We're going to keep it here until we can break it down. But the more turnovers they give up, the bigger risk they run.
Yep. Johnson swings it around here. No, very well said. You're right. It feels like they're kind of just hanging on here, not trying to let it slip away. Taylor Heyman with it now.
Hey, they're running that
the fake again.
Yeah, they're running that back trick. ASU's on top of that one.
There's number 23, Tanner Johnson with the shot. Saved by Politi. BYU retains possession here.
And ASU responded well on that little back fake that time. Just bring the extra guy back into the zone because you're not offsides anymore. You only can have 6 guys there. You can bring whoever.
Farley back to Johnson here. Very swings it around. Farley with the first half so far.
Well, I think, for ASU, this is definitely not the half they wanted coming off a momentum game like Colorado. I think in that game, the way they talked about it, they felt like they had learned a lot from Colorado State. They talked about what changes they had made, and I think those changes are now being tested because when you do something like that and it works once, the next step is really to prove that was not that was not a situation where we had like something refreshing that worked and then it didn't. You want to prove this is a consistent way in which we've made measurable progress, and I think that's what they wanted this half to be. That hasn't really been what it is, but I think that if they just sort of continue to not give too much ground, they're working Moon really hard, and I think they can have a breakthrough couple goals, maybe in this half, maybe in the start of the second half. I think there can be a moment for them. They just need to not let it get away. Because if they're down by 4 or 5 when that moment comes, then they might just be out of luck.
Exactly. ASU with it now after the timeout. Before Emerson Roth with it. ASU swinging it around behind the net. The 31, Patrick Haviland with it now running around. Ball pops up. Swarm of BYU defenders there, and BYU takes the other way. It's McNesser with it. Ooh. ASU defender laid out there. So Tanner Johnson with it now on the right side. Swing back to Farley. Farley kind of shifted positions from where he was originally. More behind the net now instead of on the left side. Johnson on the right side. 50 seconds remaining here in this first half. 4-2 in favor of BYU. Johnson with it. Over to Farley behind the net still. Under 40 seconds now remaining in this first half. Well, Max Nesser with it up top. Back to Johnson. Over to Farley behind the net.
I think BYU's just trying to let this run out and get
shot.
a shot on the last possession. Don't let ASU try anything tricky in the last
Under 20 seconds remaining now. Yep, exactly. Bernal with it. 2 goals of his own so far in this first
They're
half.
actually bringing in someone else, it looks like.
Bernal attacks. He takes a shot and he puts it in. So he has a hat trick now in this first half. 8 seconds remaining. It's 5-2 in favor of BYU.
That was quite the solo play there.
Yeah.
He navigated that mostly by himself. It looked like BYU had another sub coming in and going right at the middle, but he just decided to forego the play. He saw a lane and he took it.
Exactly. 8 seconds remain here in this first half. 5-2. BYU leads ASU. We await the face-off by Driscoll for ASU.
Wouldn't surprise me to see Driscoll try one of his tuck under and
shots,
runs and just try a shot. You got 8 seconds. Yeah,
Driscoll wins it. Or does he? He has it. Swings it back. Haviland with it. Looking to get something set up there. He had Ryan Bradway, and that'll close out this first half. BYU leads 5-2. So overall, what are your thoughts as a whole on that first half?
Oh, now it says 10. That was really minor
scoreboard issues again.
Here. But to your question, I think the big thing is BYU, like I said earlier, they won the chess match in the first half. I feel like there are things that ASU did really well in that half, I think. There are a lot of strings of possessions where they broke things down right. Mason Moon just had a really strong first half and killed all of ASU's momentum as they tried to make a comeback. And I think for the Sun Devils, the thing you're looking for in the second half is you got to be adaptable. When you see something, when you see a play like the goal we just had where you just got a guy solo, there's guys over there on your left trying to distract you. I think that's one of those things you've got to be looking for.
No, very well said. So, again, it's 5-2 in favor of BYU.